Okay, so I haven't eaten for 3 days, and yeah, I'm struggling over here. So if you're here and you want to mention my hair, you can. It's a free country, but just know that I don't care. Hello guys, how are you? I hope everything is going great. So today we're actually going to be discussing this palette, which it literally just showed up at my door, and I was very curious about this. Well, first of all, because this is a cool tone palette, and I like me some cool tones. It also had the 90s inspired mention, so it caught my attention. But what truly stood out to me the most is that I searched for this palette on YouTube, and nobody's talking about this. What's up with it? I think it's been out for like 10 days or so. I just saw 1 or 2 videos, so we're going to be going into this. And again, video coming from somebody who loves grungy tones and 90s inspired makeup. So you're not going to be getting the "this is too cool tone, this is too gray" comment from me, because this is what this palette is supposed to be. It is supposed to be a gray tone palette. I also bought, since I was there, I got this one. I also got the Vieve Eye Wand in the shade Hazelnut, but I'm not going to be applying this today because this is an eye product and I just want to try the palette today, so I don't want to mess with that. I also bought this from Charlotte Tilbury. Why was I blacking out with her name? This is from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the single eyeshadows. This is in the shade Smoky Quartz. Also won't be using this today, I'm sorry, but if you're interested in seeing them in action, you can comment. See what I did there? Yeah, before we proceed, just a reminder, please subscribe. It's easy, it takes no time, and I'm only going to be adding makeup content to your feed, which according to me is a great plus. And yeah, let's get to the palette. So we have the Vieve Ninetease palette, which I love the name. Here are some info for you if you want to stop the video. I'm not sure if you will be able to read everything. These are some jaguars on it, and the palette has them as well. I don't like jaguar prints, I don't like jaguars clothes, I don't like jaguars stuff. I like jaguars, but just not on my things. If you like it, that's great. I don't, but it doesn't matter because I'm not going to be walking around with this in my hand like a purse, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, I didn't get the sticker off. Alright, this feels very luxurious, by the way. This is the first time I'm trying Vieve, and yeah, it's very, very solid. Also, can we talk about the fact this is bigger than my head? Like, are we joking? Is nobody talking about this? Like, this is big. Let's compare it to the Anastasia Beverly Hills latest palette, which is also the standard measure for Anastasia Beverly Hills. Just look how big this is, and you haven't even seen the interior. Like, look at these pants. They are bigger than, can I get this open? They're bigger than my future. Bigger than my future. For comparison, again, like, these pants are almost double the size of the Anastasia Beverly Hills pen. Like, this is absurd. There's a lot of product in here. Let's see how much actually. The Anastasia is 1.15 grams, and here we have 10 for 3.10 grams. This is a lot. It's like 3 times the amount. This is a lot of eyeshadow. Nobody is ever going to go through this unless you use this every day. But without further ado, let's just talk about the palette. This is a gray tone palette. It comes inspired by the 90s. The first thing that stands out is that there are a lot of light shades, like the Skimpia, Supermodel, and Phase. There are 3 light tones, and I don't know how these will look. If you're darker than me, they will show up on me. I'm not sure they will show up on anybody else, which is a pity, you know. Maybe we didn't need 3 of them. I understand the concept. I understand this is a bit more brown, this is or gray, this is a cream, but maybe this wasn't needed. or maybe this wasn't needed. I don't know, I would have cut out a few of those. And let's get to swatching. Skimp, Acid Wash, and Supermodel. I have already swatched these. You can see this on my hand. Acid Wash and Supermodel. Next up we have VHS, and I can't read this one. WHTVR. Maybe I'm too young to understand what it means. But here are the tones. The shimmers are very pigmented. And you can see the last one, Dial Up. It's basically a topper shade. So I'm going to be including some swatches from more of a close-up standpoint. Here we're just getting to know this together. Phase, Low Rise, and 93. Phase, Low Rise, and 93. These are very pigmented. Yeah, you can see how grained they are. And we have just one shade left, which is Soot. I think this is a great name for this shade because it does look like soot, doesn't it? So we are a bit closer now so that you can see what the actual I'm doing. And let's try this palette, shall we? I have a bit of foundation on my eyes, but I don't have a primer, so we'll see how it goes. I think I'm going to be starting with the cream shade, which is Skimp, and you have a base. These are a bit dusty, by the way. If you go into them like I am with no care in the world, they are a bit dusty. I personally don't care. I think as long as you blow on them, they'll be fine. This is giving me a tiny tint, like a grayish tint. So it's not really a cream. It has a bit of gray, but it's not anything really truly noticeable. I think this would be great, like, you know, a wash of color, some mascara, if you want to add an eyeliner, and call it a day. Like, this creates a shadow, which I like the concept of that. I just never do looks like that, because if I can go out, when I go out, I want to do makeup, I want to have fun, so I'm not just doing a light wash of color, but in theory, I really like the concept. Next shade I'm going to go into Phase, which is the more brownish, but still gray transition shade. Yeah, this is darker than Skimp, than the first one. So I see why it's in here, but again, probably we didn't need the first shade, you know what I mean? Maybe we needed one even darker than Soot, or I would have also liked like more of a browny tone here, since everything pulls really gray or purple. The shades are really easy to work with. Like, I apply this in 2 seconds, no hard blends. I mean, these are the transition shades, so we have to see if it is the same for the other ones. I'm going to go into Low Rise, which seems like Phase, but a bit more purpley. I'm using the same brush, by the way. I'm just cleaning it up with my Sigma brush thing. This is considerably darker on me. Considerably. And I think this, I could stop here and I would have depth already, but I'm not going to. Let's see how dark it goes for fair skin, of course. And again, look at this blend. It's so easy. And I've tried Vieve. Have you tried Vieve? Why is nobody talking about this palette? Has nobody received it yet? What's happening? Or is just nobody excited about cool tones? I think there was a period of time some time ago, maybe last year, I think around this period last year, everybody was looking for cool tones. and everybody was so excited that brands were doing them, and now maybe we're already over them. I don't know. I see that there's a lot of grunge and 90s makeup coming back, which this is my time. This is my time to shine. So let's go over 93. Looks like a very cool tone burgundy. Let's see how it applies and if it shows up as a burgundy, as a purpley shade. I mean, it looks burgundy in the pan. It doesn't really on my eyes. Looks like a blackened something. Blackened brown. There is a tinge, like a tiny tinge of purple. Definitely it doesn't look how it looks in the pan though. Definitely not. I would have hoped it was though. But again, look how this is easy to apply. This makes a smoky eye really easy, I think. This is pretty user-friendly, so even if you aren't a makeup artist, which not everybody is, and if you aren't that experienced but still love these tones, I think you could go for this and still be able to come up with a very nice and blended look. Now, I don't think I need even more depth, but I'm still going to go into Suit here. Yeah, there's a difference. This is definitely darker. If you wanted a shimmer for your eyelid, there's just 3 shimmers, 2 of them are grays, so there's not that much of a choice, you know. This Dial Up is a topper. You could just put this on the eyelid and give it a sheen, but there's not a lot of difference here. I don't know. I think I'm still going to go for a VHS because this is more of a charcoal shimmer, and this one is more like a standard silver. I've done a lot of silver these days, so I mean this is still great, but I'm doing something different. I do have a bit of fallout, but it's not a lot. I don't think it will stain my foundation. And this is the gray shimmer VHS. Very gunmetal shade. I think I'll also add the topper because we're just testing out the palette. So this is Dial Up, and placing this on here to see if it makes a difference. It does a little bit, meaning it just makes it paler. Not really adding glitter or anything, just turning it into a paler version. So if I wanted this color, I would have gone for the other shimmer. So that doesn't help much, doesn't do much. But yeah, I think this is it for the lid. For the lower lid, I'm going into Phase, Lower Eyes, maybe, and again, these 4 shades here, just basically doing what I did on the top. I think I do have a bit of a gray cast because that lower lash line messed up my concealer a bit. Yeah, I will adjust that. So I added some eyeliner. I'm just using the ColourPop gel eyeliner. Oh, this is broken. That's great. In the shade Joyride, just adding some burgundy in the lower lash line. Just stabbed myself in the eye with my mascara wand. So yeah, that's going to come off. We just need for it to dry. So in the meanwhile, I'm just going to be looking like I cried, which is not inaccurate to my current life situation. So we can live with that. And for the lips, I'm going to be adding this R.E.M. Beauty in the shade Tiramisu. This is one of my favorite lipsticks, and it's brownish purple. So yeah, this is the finished look. I really like how it came out, but as you can see, sorry, my chair is squeaky. As you can see, the shimmers aren't really that innovative as a formula. I feel like as in the makeup market, we are starting to shift and to be accustomed to shimmers that are really glittery, shimmery, and special, and this isn't that. Now, this said, it still looks pretty. It gives a sheen to the eyes. It does what a shimmer should do, so maybe we're just spoiled. Overall, I really like this palette. It's very easy to use. Very easy to use. I think I'll use this actually a lot. I think I look kinda good with cool tones, which is a surprise because cool tones are for my seasonal. If you've seen my seasonal color analysis video, you will understand I never used cool tones, but now I'm starting to love them. Do you need to know this? No, you don't. What you need to know though is how does this compare to other palettes I have? So I was looking for my palette stash, yes, it's a stash, and looking for dupes or similar shades. I couldn't find anything similar. Is it just, do I have a more limited makeup collection than I thought? Let me show you what I found. So first of all, Dior is expensive and you only get 5 shades for a lot of money. But you can see where I'm going with this. This is the soft cashmere quad. Does remind a bit of this palette. Sorry for the Dior is very shiny. Yeah, it does remind a bit of this palette, but there's no very similar shades. Dior has a lot of shimmers, like 3 of these are satins. Actually, 4 of these are satins, and this one is brown. Here we don't really have a brown in the Vieve one. Still, I'm going to be showing you the shimmer from Dior and one of the shimmers from Vieve. This is from Dior. This is a more neutral base, right? And then if you see Vieve, this is acid wash. Definitely just a silver. And the VHS shade, it's more gray. Then I thought maybe it does look a bit like the newest Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. Does it really though? Does it? I don't think so, I'm not 100% sure. So this is the Anastasia palette. And this is the Vieve palette, which is so big. Do they look similar? No, they don't, but I thought they might have a few shades that are comparable. Face shade here in the Vieve is one of the transition shades is a grayish brown. Then the ashes shade from Anastasia Beverly Hills is as well, but you can see the difference. On the top we have Vieve and at the bottom we have Anastasia, which is darker. As for the shimmers, there really isn't much. If we consider VHS, the darkest shimmer in the Vieve one, again the gray, super gray one, and we consider Nocturne from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, this is a bit more green. I think you could get a similar look, like the feel and the vibe is honestly, you could replicate that. I feel like Anastasia Beverly Hills has a bit more variety though, so if you're just picking one, you might want to go for Anastasia Beverly, looking for multiple, different type of looks. With Vieve, I think like you don't have too much that you can do, so you need to really be a monochromatic gal. With the ColourPop Just Taupe palette, this is a great on palette. Rocksteady here from ColourPop, and Phase, again, no, because Vieve is more brown, Rocksteady is more gray. Cold Blooded and Acid Wash. Cold Blooded is more silver and Acid Wash on the bottom more gray, more gunmetal. The Wayne Goss Smoky Quartz eyeshadow palette and the Vieve one. I'm just gonna go on a limb here and say that the Wayne Goss is going to be more neutral. This is from Wayne Goss and this is Face from Vieve. Well, these are actually similar. There's still a bit of a difference, like Wayne Goss is still a bit warmer, but not that much of a difference. Then we're going into the purplish shade from Wayne Goss and the purplish shade 93 from Vieve. This is from Wayne Goss and this is from Vieve. Vieve is darker, definitely darker, a bit more plum as well. I don't have any more palettes that I think I could show you. Like, I think this is kind of a truly gray palette, and we've been asking for this for a while, but I haven't seen much love on the internet, so I'm sharing a bit of love. I like this palette. If you like gray 90s inspired, this is it, but just keep in mind that this one is a bit more gray than brown. So I noticed that 90s palettes usually have a lot of brown. This one is gray. This is just gray. You need to love it. You either love it or hate it. I love it personally. Let me know in the comments if you like the palette. Why is this not getting more attention and love? There was also 3 lipsticks with the collection. I don't need any more lipsticks, okay? Do I need more palettes? No, I don't. So why do I get the palette? Because there is a cat that is literally screaming in my house. I'm going to go wish you a great day and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Remember to subscribe so that you can be alerted when the next one comes. And thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.